Absolutely jaw-dropping. Roman Reigns has officially returned to WWE SmackDown, and his comeback has sent shockwaves through the entire WWE universe. Not only did the tribal chief reappear, but he did so with a level of dominance and spectacle that immediately changed the balance of power in WWE. This wasn't just a return, it was a declaration of war. Roman Reigns came back not just to reclaim his place at the top, but to crush anyone who dared to challenge his legacy. And he brought an unexpected, absolutely terrifying new enforcer with him, an unstoppable force that left the crowd in stunned silence, and his enemies in ruins. The main target of this thunderous assault? None other than Seth Rollins, and his recently formed faction, consisting of Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Ever since, Rollins took it upon himself to build a new dynasty and distance himself from the legacy of the Shield, things have been spiraling. His alliance with Breaker and Reed was meant to cement his control and influence over WWE, forming what some believe to be the next great power trio. But Roman Reigns was watching all along. He saw the betrayal of the Shield's ideals, and he knew that to restore balance, he would need more than just a comeback, he would need a game changer. And that's exactly what he delivered. As SmackDown unfolded, the anticipation in the arena was palpable. Then, without warning, Roman Reigns' entrance music hit, and the entire building erupted. The energy was electric, a mix of cheers, shock, and curiosity. The tribal chief appeared, looking more focused and dangerous than ever before. But what truly stole the show was what happened next. Behind him stepped an absolutely massive figure, 7 feet 3 inches of silent, masked destruction. The enforcer's face was hidden beneath a sleek black mask, his towering presence radiating menace. Fans and superstars alike looked on in awe, not knowing who this figure was or what he was capable of. But it didn't take long to find out. Before anyone could make sense of what was happening, the destruction began. Bronson Reed, known for his own incredible power, charged in to confront the enforcer, only to be effortlessly launched over the announce table with a single, devastating motion. The impact was so intense that even the commentary team fell silent. Braun Breaker, fearless as ever, tried to retaliate, sprinting toward the masked giant, only to be stopped in his tracks by a spinabuster, so powerful that it visibly shook the ring. It was a clear message: no one is safe. Then came Seth Rollins. Cornered, desperate, and out of options, he grabbed a steel chair, his last hope of salvaging control. But Roman Reigns simply smiled. In a moment that left everyone breathless, the enforcer caught the chair mid-swing, looked Rollins in the eye, and crushed the weapon with his bare hands. The sheer ease with which he dismantled the threat was chilling. With Rollins stunned, Reigns stepped forward, delivering the final blow to his longtime rival. As SmackDown faded to black, the last image seared into everyone's memory was that of Roman Reigns, standing tall over a fallen Rollins, while his new weapon raised a massive fist in victory, signaling the dawn of a new era. Backstage, the fallout was immediate. Paul Heyman was reportedly in full panic mode, seen making frantic phone calls, likely attempting to coordinate a response or reach out to allies. The usually composed and strategic Heyman seemed visibly shaken, a rare and telling sign of just how serious the situation had become. Meanwhile, Rollins' faction was left in complete disarray. Bronson Reed, who has never looked intimidated, appeared visibly rattled. Braun Breaker was being evaluated for injuries. The once confident unit now looked fractured and vulnerable. Speculation has exploded across the internet and within WWE circles about the true identity of this monstrous enforcer. Strong rumors suggest he may be a former NJPW superstar, once known for his destruction overseas, now repackaged and unleashed as Roman Reigns' personal executioner. Whoever he is, his arrival has rewritten the rules of engagement. What's next for WWE? Many are predicting a colossal clash at SummerSlam, potentially culminating in a War Games match, where factions will collide inside the unforgiving steel structure. Will Rollins be able to regroup and rally his allies for revenge? Can Paul Heyman formulate a countermeasure in time? Could The Rock, often tied to Reigns' legacy, play a surprise role in the unfolding drama? And will this new enforcer remain silent, or will he eventually speak, revealing his motivations and connection to Reigns? One thing is absolutely clear: Roman Reigns is no longer just a dominant force, he's now a king with a weapon of mass destruction at his side. The era of Rollins' rebellion may be crashing down around him. WWE's entire hierarchy has been disrupted. The tribal chief isn't just back, he's back to remind everyone exactly who runs this industry. Seth Rollins lit the spark of this war. Roman Reigns has now turned it into an inferno. The collision between these powerful forces is just beginning, and when it ignites again, it promises to be the most explosive battle WWE has ever seen. Stay tuned, because history is being written, and no one will come out of this war unchanged. Absolutely unbelievable. Roman Reigns has made a thunderous return to WWE SmackDown, and it's safe to say that the landscape has been completely transformed. With a brand new, mysterious powerhouse by his side, the tribal chief has declared all-out war, and his enemies never saw it coming. Seth Rollins and his faction were completely blindsided, and despite their strength in numbers, they were utterly dismantled. What went down on SmackDown was nothing short of absolute destruction, the kind of shocking spectacle that leaves the entire WWE universe buzzing for days. Roman Reigns is back, and this time, he's not just returning, he's returning with purpose, with vengeance, and with an unstoppable force behind him. The presence of his new enforcer sent shockwaves through the arena, leaving everyone in disbelief. For months, Seth Rollins has been building his own empire, recruiting Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed to establish dominance. But Reigns was watching. He observed the growing threat from the shadows, biding his time, and now he struck with devastating precision. No one could have anticipated who Roman would recruit. When his entrance music hit, the crowd erupted with familiar excitement. But that excitement quickly shifted to stunned silence when an enormous figure, towering at 7 feet 3 inches, his face obscured by a black mask, emerged behind Reigns. The air in the arena became electric with anticipation, and then chaos broke loose. In an instant, this monstrous enforcer hurled Bronson Reed over the announce table like a rag doll. Braun Breaker tried to mount a counterattack, only to be met with a brutal spinabuster that shook the ring to its core. Seth Rollins, the architect himself, reached for a steel chair in desperation, but his attack was effortlessly intercepted. The enforcer caught the chair mid-swing and crushed it with his bare hands as if it were paper. The final moments of the show were unforgettable. Roman Reigns, standing tall over a battered and broken Seth Rollins, while his new enforcer raised a massive fist in victory. SmackDown went off the air in utter chaos, and one thing was clear: everything has changed. The identity of this monstrous enforcer remains officially unconfirmed, but strong rumors suggest it could be a repackaged former NJPW behemoth, now serving as Reigns' personal instrument of destruction. Backstage, Paul Heyman was seen in a frantic state, making desperate phone calls, perhaps already trying to orchestrate a counterattack. The once proud faction of Seth Rollins is now shaken to its core. Bronson Reed, known for his brute strength and fearlessness, appeared genuinely rattled for the first time. Braun Breaker, once the rising star, was easily overpowered. Seth Rollins, who once betrayed the Shield and started this war, now finds himself on the defensive. All signs point toward a massive confrontation at SummerSlam, potentially in the form of a War Games match. Will Roman's enforcer finally speak? Is there a deeper connection at play, perhaps, even involving The Rock? Questions swirl, but one truth is clear: Roman Reigns has reclaimed his throne in the most dominant fashion imaginable. The balance of power in WWE has dramatically shifted, and the battlefield is set for an epic clash. Seth Rollins asked for a war, and now, he's got one. The only question that remains is whether his empire can withstand the fury of Roman Reigns and his terrifying new ally.